I wanted to do a Reiki session today for calming and connecting to inner strength. I was going to start with a little lavender spray to just kind of clear the space and make kind of a soothing. I love the smell of that. It's so soothing, calming energy. And now I've got a little selenite wand, and I just want to start kind of clearing and smoothing and soothing your aura here. Just gently kind of. Selenite's really great because you never need to clear it, and it just very gently clears your energy. It transmutes any negativity, clears it up, and it's so comforting. It's very, very soothing energy. It's one of my favorites. There we go. I'm gonna kind of like get the head space here and try doing that like I was going over your head. I'm gonna lean over and get a little bit behind over here. If you've got, not trying to put my arm in your face or anything, just kind of wanting to clear if you've got stuff kind of going back there, kind of the things rattling around in the back of your mind. Just kind of want to clear that out a little bit. Soothing, calming you down. There we go. There you go. I'm sensing a bit of like hypervigilance where it's like it doesn't feel safe to relax. It doesn't feel safe to let your guard down. One thing you can do when you've got that going on is if you take a breath in through your nose and then you want to release it like twice as long out as the in. It's kind of a hack for the nervous system, just like the vagus nerve. It helps stimulate essentially the relax mode on your nervous system and get you out of the like fight or flight type response. If you're in freeze, it usually works for me, but it might not be quite as helpful. You might need to combine it with maybe a little bit of moving around, moving your body to kind of get regulated. There's probably also better hacks for that I need to actually research some more because I want to know more about that personally too. So I will research and find out for you. But the breathing in and the breathing out helps regulate that nervous system and will get you out of that it's not safe to relax kind of wheel turning energy, and get you down to a place where you can kind of like access like the more rational thinking centers of your brain if they're not working. If you've got brain fog, it's not clear. I use that a lot when I'm having that kind of the hypervigilance where it's like I can't relax, I gotta figure it out, that energy. That really kind of helps bring it back down. I know there's a couple like points you can stroke or gently press. I just don't remember them right now, and I need to go back and look those up. So if there's interest, drop a comment in the comments and I will look that up and come back with here are some points that you can use to calm your nervous system, because it definitely feels like there's a lot of just kind of nervous system overload, which happens. It's very easy for that to happen, especially in periods of sustained stress, which a lot of people, globally, it seems like a lot of people, for varieties of reasons, are going through sustained stress. It's very common in our modern society and in our current times to have intense and sustained stress. And that can lead to that kind of spiraling, kind of hamster wheelie energy. Doom scrolling also, and numbing out is kind of the other side of that. That sometimes goes a little bit more with a freeze response. And I can feel a bit of that too, like, especially with doom scrolling, it feels like it kind of, I definitely can feel some of that, where you're just like, you want to turn it off, but you just can't, especially if you're like doom scrolling through social media or newsreels. That can kind of really get you going. And I've got some celestite. I'm gonna work up here, I think, a little bit first, trying to get just around I feel like there's like, the calm wants to come in, and there's a bit of noise interference. It's pretty common right now. Again, that's part of that that response that, I gotta solve it all right now. You don't have to solve it all right now. You just need to reach a place of calm where you can find the next step, the next right thing, and just do that one thing at a time. You don't need to solve it all right now. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to know how it's going to work out. You just need the next right step, one step at a time. If you try to, in situations of extreme stress, if you try to project too far in the future and you try to try to solve a very complicated problem all at once, it can give you kind of like overload and a bit of feeling defeated or a sense of paralysis. What we need usually is one constructive step that, like, from our intuition, from our guidance, that once we start on it, we can start to get a little bit of a flow, and it'll lead to the next right step, and it'll lead to the next right step. You don't have to have all the steps at once, and particularly in situations that are very complicated and there's a lot going on, and a lot of potential unforeseeable or disruptive energies going on. A lot of times having the whole thing, seeing the whole thing, it doesn't really work, because you'll see what's there while that path is on, and then it'll shift, and then it'll shift, and then it'll shift. And that can create a lot of stress if you try to just stay present and stay on that one right step, that one constructive action that you can take to make a little bit of forward movement, a little bit of improvement in some area. And if you're focused on one area and you can't think of anything at all to do, maybe look at a different area for a minute and just find something constructive, helpful, something that serves your well-being that you can do for just a few minutes even, that makes you feel like you've accomplished something helpful. And sometimes when you do that, sometimes when you go from what you've been focusing on, trying to find a solution for, trying to figure out, to something else for a minute, and you go do something that's helpful, so you feel like you're affecting positive change in something in your life, even if it's not the problem you want to solve. It kind of frees up the energy, and then it clears your mind a bit, it clears your energy a bit, and then the solutions for that other problem can start to come in while you're dealing with something else. Especially, it also gives you a little bit of your confidence back and a little bit of motivation back if you know, hey, I did this and it was constructive. I did something that was useful. I did something that was helpful. I'm not totally stuck. I'm not totally helpless. I did something. It helps get you off that hamster wheel of like that kind of the thinking cycle behind the feeling kind of like stuck and helpless, and I gotta figure it out and I can't figure it out, and it helps break you out of that, and that can be really, really helpful if it's that kind of like attempting to problem solve while panicking. It can really help break that cycle, kind of pattern interruption, and let you reset and then come back to it more effectively. That's when I use a lot for that. Sometimes too, I will go take a walk in nature. That will give me some exercise that helps kind of like reset the endorphins and the balance in my body, and I find it very calming. And when I do that, like, I feel like I get a lot of inspiration and clarity and comfort from nature, and that helps me know what my next step is. Sometimes the next step is basic self-care, because if you're not taking care of your body, if you're not getting enough food to eat, enough sleep, if you're having trouble with insomnia, if you're if you've got other physical needs, especially a lot of stress building up in the body, emotions that you need to release, it can be really hard to find the solutions until you take care of yourself first. That's always been for me. That was a really hard lesson to learn, but it's one that I tend to try to remember and go back to. So make sure your hydration too. That's a big one, especially in times of high stress. They always tell you after Reiki, drink water, because it helps when you're releasing toxins to flush the toxins from your body after a healing session. And when you're going through intense experiences, there's a lot of energy shifts in your body, and similar thing, you put out a lot of stress biochemical toxins that your body makes, like chemicals that it makes, that when you do calm down, you need the water to flush that out, or your body's just kind of gonna have a hard time. Like I'm trying to remember all the biochemistry of it, because I've studied it before, but it's been a long time, and again, I don't remember all of it right now, but I know there's a lot of like things, that chemical messengers and things that your body puts out when you're in stress that aren't really the greatest for you, and you want to try to kind of like help your body wash those out as soon as it's ready to, by making sure you're getting plenty of water. Really important. I should probably go drink some more afterwards, after I do this too, because hydration is really important, and it just makes everything better. It's also a very cleansing energy when I'm feeling really stressed, a lot of times I'll bless my water and then I'll drink it, and that will feel really soothing to me, like for my emotions and my energy. And I mean, maybe even make a cup of tea. Herb tea is really good. I feel like I'm rambling now. There was a point in all that, just calming the nervous system and self-care. If you don't eat and take care of your body enough, hydrate enough, when you're in a heightened stress, it makes it worse, because you know, your body's concerned about survival. This is, I believe, ammonite. I just felt like this was really nice for this. I think it's ammonite. Yeah, I'm, you know, had this for a long time and I haven't looked at what it was. So, but ancient fossilized sea creature, connecting to ancient, kind of like ocean energy, very soothing and cleansing, calming kind of energy coming in here. You know, I had a thought and it just left. It happens. Yeah, but taking care of your body is really important for being able to go through stressful situations and not get into burnout. It also helps you to kind of stay grounded and present, which helps with that guidance and helps with the problem solving. If you get too stressed out, then the front part of your brain, the frontal cortex that does the logic center stuff, it kind of gets interfered with by the cortisol and it doesn't function well. So with that, removing the cortisol, but things like being hungry and stuff are natural body stressors that will raise your cortisol a little bit too. And if you've already got something else raising your cortisol, like trying to take care of your body is gonna be important as best you can. It can be hard, especially sometimes you can't control certain things, like if your food's not accessible, or for sleep, if you can't sleep, that can be really hard to control, but just do the best you can. If you can't sleep, at least try to do something calming and soothing, as a, like, you know, as instead of doom scrolling, try to like just lie there and do deep breathing and something that's soothing, connect to your body, maybe calming music, because that will at least be like active resting, like it's like you're deliberately doing something restorative, even if you can't sleep while you're trying to rest, have that rest period. Because some things like, you know, social media and stuff, it distracts you, but it can also, if you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, it can kind of deplete your neurotransmitters and kind of increase the stress cycle. So if you can avoid that and do something that's like really constructive for your resting your body, deep breathing, meditation, if you can, like if you can't sleep, or, you know, sleeping at night to restore your body. I'm starting to feel a bit better. I felt like something just released. I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope I wasn't rambling too much. My ADD is a little extra lately. I'm also going through a lot of unstable things right now. I think everybody is. in varying degrees. So if this was helpful, please like and feel free to subscribe, leave a comment. I'm currently trying to work on writing a course on, I've been through a lot of really stressful situations and learned how to kind of support myself through them, especially like long duration stressful situations. So I'm currently working on a course for that right now. If you would be interested in it, also feel free to leave a comment, let me know, and I'll get information out on that as soon as I can. All right, thanks.